Ed from Ugama, Libreville, Gabon. Ooh, we have Gabon here. Thank God. Nwuju from Lagos. We have Olawepo Ebenezer from Lagos also. Tumishe from Dubai. Pascal from Indonesia. Sandra from Abuja on Zoom. We have Awonuga. Okay, it's one of GTEx Homes consultant. Welcome everyone. Please feel free, invite people, share this information, get everybody to know we're live here and get them in. I will also make this training very, very interactive. So I want to start today by helping you to understand the various sizes of land that we have. Okay, but I will ask you questions and I need answer. So I want a very, very engaging class. So the first that is important that you know, particularly in our climb, is called square meter. Can everybody type square meter? Now, here in Dubai, we have square foot. Okay, they often use square foot here in Dubai. Square foot is smaller than square meter. But oftentimes we use square meter in Nigeria, so we start from square meter. Square meter is like the smallest that we do. In Dubai, they are square foot. So who can tell me how many square meter makes a meter? So that's the first question. Like I said, I want it to be interactive and I want you to give me an answer. How many square meter makes 1 meter? How many square meter makes 1 meter? Can anybody tell me? Okay, let me see whether you guys understand land sizes, land measurement. How many? Bamidele Jinodu says 100. Jeez, who is your teacher? Abdul Latif also said 100. Anthony Arotolu says 4. Abraham Adiroju says there are not in the same plane, sir. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. How many square meter makes 1 meter? Okay. Somebody even say on Facebook, Adewale says 10,000. Jesus. I think it's good that we're having this training, honestly. Okay, I did say one plot. How many square meter makes 1 meter? Okay, so somebody said 10. Actually, 3.74 thereabout. So let's Google it so we're sure. So square meter, it's usually the least measurement in Nigeria, usually. Like I said, different countries are particular about different sizes. Now in Dubai, they use square foot. Square foot is still smaller. So how many square meter makes 1 meter? Okay. I hope I'm also not making mistakes here. So how many square what was my question first of all? How many square meter? What was my question? Let me be sure I'm not also confusing myself, because these things can be complicated at times. Yeah, so how many square meter makes 1 meter, right? Let me see. 1 meter equals how many square foot? So square foot, yeah, yes. So square foot, like I said, is oftentimes used here in Dubai. And for square foot, you have 10.7 is what is often used, right? 10.7 is square foot equals 1 meter. Okay, yes, beautiful. Somebody is helping me with this. Thank you so much for that. So 1 meter equals 1 meter. Yes, I know. I know 1 meter equals 1 meter. You're not giving me what I want. Okay, so we've gotten square foot. Let me see. Yes. Okay, beautiful. So 1 meter equals 1 square meter. So I think I got it wrong. I'm translating to a square foot. So 1 meter equals how many? Let's see. Square meter, I think is the same, right? Then 10,706.39 square feet, square foot, right? Equals to 1 meter. So that's what we have. I believe I'm right. Okay. If I'm correct, type correct. Can somebody help me with that? If I'm correct, type correct. So 1 square meter equals 1 meter. And then 10.7 square foot equals 1 meter. So that's correct. So that's like the smallest when measuring land. From there, we then move to one plot. So somebody says it's not correct. Abraham Aderoju says it's not correct. So Abraham Aderoju, can you help me out? I'm not talking about one plot. I'm not mentioning plot here. We're still talking about square foot and square meter and meter. Okay? Somebody is saying we cannot convert square meter to meter. What do you mean by that? How can you say you can convert square meter to meter? The question can't be wrong. The question is a question. Okay? Well, what I'm saying here, 1 square meter, right? 1 square meter equals to what? 10.7 square foot, right? And then 1 square meter and 1 meter is the same from what I'm seeing here. However, let's move on. How many square meter equals one plot? Okay, so that's the next question. How many square meter equals one plot? Can we move on? How many square meter equals one plot? How many square meter equals one plot? Who can give us the answer? Somebody says 600 square meter. Somebody else says depends. Come on, who else? How many square, okay, meter equals to one plot? Somebody else says 540 square meter makes one plot. Somebody else says 600. Okay, so again, Google is our friend. Now, generally speaking, uh, again, I'm saying Nigeria because things differs, right? So a lot of these terms changes. It depends on the country that you are in and even the property company you're dealing with. So in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos, usually 600 square meter equals one plot. Usually in Nigeria, in Abuja, around 500 square meter equals one plot. So, but generally, that is often common. You either have 540 square meter or you have 648 square meter, right? That is 18 meters by 36 meters, giving you 648 square meter. That's usually standard plot. So what often happens when it comes to plot measurement, different. So you want to make sure you ask that question. It's very important. Please note this. Ask that question when you're doing property. Ask the question. Ask the company you're buying from. Can you give me the size of your plot? At GTEX in Lagos, we do 600 square meter equal one plot. In Abuja, we do 500 square meter equals one plot. Okay, so again, please note that it differs from developer to developer and even differs sometimes country to country. Okay, so very, very important that you understand these dynamics. Are you getting value? By the way, if you guys are getting value, type I'm getting value, I'm getting value. Talk to me, guys. Are you getting value? It's good we go over this thing again. This is like real estate 101. And it's important to understand this because if you don't, a lot of times you see us claiming I'm cheated, claiming I was swindled, but you yourself don't even know what exactly you are doing, right? You don't even understand these sizes, right? Before you even say you're doing something. My next question is then, how many plots makes 1 acre? I think that's easier for many of you to know. How many plots makes 1 acre? Anybody? Everybody has turned to mathematicians here. I love that. Somebody say 4 plot. If I say 4 plot, Anthony say 6 plot. Animation says 6 plot. Bamdele says 6 plot. Okikiola Akindipe says 6 plot. Docker says 6 plot. Yes, majority of you are correct. 6 plots makes 1 acre. That one isn't complex. 6 plot, whatever is your own measurement of 6 plot, right? Or whatever is your measurement of plot, 6 unit of it equals 1 acre. However, typically 1 acre is about 4,406 thousand square meter, right? 4,046,000 square meter. That is the average size of an acre. Average size of an acre. Now, my next question is, how many acre makes an hectare? And how many square meter makes an hectare? I hope I'm not getting you guys confused. I hope it's not complex, complicated. I hope it's not complex and complicated for you guys. Guys, talk to me. Okay, talk to me, guys. I want to be sure I'm not faster than you guys. Okay, good. So beautiful. So how many acres makes so like I told you, 4,046 square meter makes an acre. How many square meter makes an hectare? And how many acre can you find in an hectare? So Bamde says 2.6, 2.4, sorry, 2.4. If I say 2.471, beautiful, beautiful. So you guys are very, very correct. It's about 2.4 approximately, and then 10,000 square meter makes an hectare. 10,000 square meter makes an hectare, right? That's how we measure land, basically. So that's the few I want to share with you guys today about sizes. And then I want to go to documents. Do you have any question? And have you gotten value? If you've gotten value, type I got value, I got value, I got value. So we started with square meter. I would say averagely 1 square meter equals to 1 meter, even though some argue that you can't even compare them. Okay. And then the next we move from a square meter, we then move straight to analyze how many square meter makes a plot of land. And then we said generally it's 600, some is 540. Usually it's supposed to be 646, okay? But averagely, you want to ask the seller of the land their own particular size. So like in our company, GTEX Homes, we do 600 square meter makes a plot in Nigeria, in Lagos, and in Abuja, we do 500 square meter makes a plot. So they always ask those questions from wherever you're buying property from. And then we then ask how many plots makes an acre. We agree 6 plots makes an acre. And then we say how many acre makes an hectare. We agree 2.4 approximately. And 10,000 square meter makes an hectare. And then 4,046 makes an acre. Two difference between acre and hectare. Okay, beautiful. So, by the way, invite more people, get everybody here. I want to share this video and let's really, really help people because I've seen situations where people claim they were swindled when it comes to property business and it was just ignorance. They just didn't even know what they were buying. They were not educated, they didn't do any research, they were not aware of what they were buying. And of course, they can blame everybody But in reality, they just needed to do their own investigation and understand what exactly they are buying. Is this making sense at all? And by the way, are you getting value? Next is documents. Okay, landed, and I think you guys will like this. I'm not very excited about we treating land documents. Okay, if you're excited, type I'm excited. Okay, everyone share. Please share this and let's get everybody in. Yeah, so how many of you are excited that we're talking about document? This is also another complex aspect for many people. People struggle to understand documents. So I'm going to start from the basic one. The first type of land that you usually will find is a land under committed acquisition. What is a committed acquisition? Committed acquisition is a situation whereby in Nigeria, again, I'm using this for Nigeria. I'll probably give a few instances for non-Nigerians and in the US and other parts. But in Nigeria, you have what we call committed acquisition. In the US and UK, what you have is zoning, right? Where certain lands have been zoned for certain things. And if they are zoned for certain things, you cannot use it for another purpose. But in Nigeria, we have something called acquisition. So 1978 law empowers the governor of a state to be the owner of the land on behalf of the people. And that empowers the governor to be able to put committed acquisition on a land for the purpose of building public facilities like hospital, road, uh, um, you know, schools, and things that are good and needed for the public, right? That the public needs to use. Now we've had situation whereby families have taken the governor to court and they won the case because they were able to prove that the reason the government took over their land was not for public use, and they were able to win it. And the court had to say government had to give them back because they couldn't prove, okay, to the court that the governor wanted to use it for public use. Is this making sense again? If it's making sense, type it makes sense. So once a land is committed acquisition, I advise you run away from that land. Don't buy it. And the reason is because I mean they will do road. Now sometimes we make mistake because they are not yet using the land. There are some land, for example, they will sell to you. Road, an express road is supposed to pass there. A bridge is supposed to pass there. Now, even if it takes 50 years, they will still build that bridge. Of course, as the population grows, they will still build it. And it doesn't make sense to have built, it will be so painful when you build massive investment there and then they bring a road, they bring something there. It won't make sense. So make sure that you avoid buying a land under committed acquisition. Now, the second type of land is non-committed acquisition, but it's still acquisition. Now, non-committed acquisition is a situation whereby because of certain development, they will just say, hey, we put acquisition here. However, there was no specific project that is a mark for that area. Okay, there's no specific project, right? Usually, such land you can get back. Usually, there's something we call ratification. Can everybody type ratification? So you could buy the land, and when you buy the land, you can take the receipt of the land to Ministry of Land, and of course pay tax on the land, and they will give you a temporary permit to build on it, right? And over time, you then, after you've built, you can then do some ratification, and you still have the land. But it can only happen for lands that are not under committed acquisition. So, like I said, usually government places acquisition on areas beyond what they immediately have a specific need for. So you want to do that. Somebody will say, so how do I know if a land is under acquisition or not and all of that? Number one is make sure you can take the coordinates of the land, right? You can take the coordinates of the land. And when you're buying land, you can ask them to give you coordinates, right? And take the coordinates of the land and give it to a trusted surveyor, right? Not to family members. Please don't do. I have, and when I say surveyor, trusted, I remember a particular land we're buying in Abuja. I gave this land to somebody. He said he knows a surveyor. And I said you should check the land out. And the guy told me the land is, oh, the C of O is genuine. Guys, you will not believe it. Later, I discovered that the C of O is fake. So unfortunately, and I'm going to be honest with you, many of the surveyors, many of the lawyers that we have in Nigeria, many of them is either they don't even know their job, so they will tell you something they don't even know, right? And many are just genuinely wicked, right? Um, so you have that part. So some don't know their job, and so it wasn't that they were wicked or they just wanted to cheat you. They just don't know their job. Some are actually just purely wicked. It's about what's the need for them. Some will even see a good land and tell you the land is fake, just because you didn't come through them, and they are not going to be getting commission by the time the land is sealed. So because they won't get commission, they will tell you that the land is fake just because they are not getting any commission. So it's a funny scenario when it comes to buying property. So I will say get a real genuine, not family, because many times your family members don't even know about all these things I'm saying. So you commit family members, you end up saying they are wicked, they are thieves, and you can't trust family members. The family members don't know anything about property. Okay, they don't know anything about property. So so make sure you get trusted people. Another way is to make sure that you're dealing with a company that has a reputation that is bigger than the money you're paying. I always say this humorously to people. I say, well, with all sense of humility, the property you're buying from me, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, I have built a name that is bigger than that with all sense of humility. Maybe I can compromise my name if it's 100 billion naira project. Maybe. I'm not saying I will, but maybe. But at least, Yoruba have this idea that if we're going to be eating something, we should eat the one that is strong. So look for credible organization that you know that the transaction I'm doing with these people is not something they are going to that is worth them soiling their name. They are people of reputation, their organization, because there's so much to property deals, right? Particularly in Africa, that you can't figure it all out by yourself. You can't do all those research by yourself. All you can rely on is that you're dealing with a credible organization, right? Credible institution. And I think that's very, very key. Institution that even if they make mistake, they are going to take responsibility for it. I'll give you an example. We had an experience, one of our estate that we got some time ago. They showed us. So you should know that what I'm teaching you is gold. By the way, how many of you are excited about this class? If you're excited, tap, I'm excited. Me that I'm doing real estate business, right? I told you I've lost more than 120 million in this business. Some years back, it was crazy. It was almost as if every step I take, I'm just being scammed. So we bought this particular property. They showed us the gazette, that it has gazette. We saw the gazette, everything looks legit. Again, like I told you, I gave a particular surveyor, he too said legit. Okay, and it seems some of these people also have insiders in Ministry of Land. So if you don't really have senior guys helping you out, they can go check it and you tell them it's legit, right? But the good news, I remember I told our investors, I said, you know what?